All this shit is crazy.
Yeah. Where do we want to start today?
Where the fuck we want to start?
Wherever the fuck we want to start.
Yeah, wherever the fuck we want to start.
Oh, okay.
Get your vaccination cards right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. I still ain't put it back in my wallet.
Like I feel like there has to be some type of plug for like fake vaccination cards.
That's illegal because technically that vaccination card is a federal document.
No, I understand it's illegal, but there are a lot of things that are illegal that people do every day. Fake IDs are illegal,
but people still make
do them.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, what does a fake vaccination card actually do for you besides allow you to expose yourself and others to the flu?
It gets you into places that you didn't expect.
The what?
It gets you into places that you don't expect.
I've never like this past weekend was the first weekend that like we've
you got stopped back from going someplace?
that I've ever been to a place that literally had like some type of mandate on COVID and COVID vaccinations and all that. I've never been somewhere that has like a mandate. Like there's always like, we recommend you get checked.
We're in Florida. We're in a very conservative state.
Right. But do you understand why? Like con flu is a thing.
What?
Con flu is a thing, right? You go to a convention, you get sick. So of course they want everybody to be vaccinated.
Yeah, but we just went to MegaCon like 2 months ago and they didn't do any of that.
Cases are back on the rise again.
Yeah, but nobody's dying. Like literally.
Because they're vaccinated.
Okay, so who cares? Like cases on the rise, y'all getting the flu. Like get the flu and move on.
Mm.
That's just reckless behavior.
So you feel like they should like mandate, like you should show your vaccination card or a test within 72 hours to get into a place?
I feel safer. I feel safer. As one of the original COVID people, I feel safer. So,
yeah, but
what do you mean one of the original COVID people?
When I came back from Japan, I was in the hospital for 3 days.
But that don't mean you were one of the original. Were you diagnosed with COVID?
They were unable to determine what I had at the time. But it was basically like
that man had
like
COVID when it was still like a
you said Japan? Didn't it start in China?
It did start in China.
Yeah, but it was a prophecy. Like he didn't even
the prophet.
The boy had it before.
I ain't never
it was
been like that sick. At first they thought it was strep, wasn't strep. Then they thought it was pneumonia, wasn't pneumonia. They were unable to tell me what it was.
What did you feel like? Was it like
just a fever, dehydrated, like they had me on a crap ton of fluids, mad coughing, some difficulty breathing, not too bad. Mm-hmm. And then just like I knew it was bad because at a certain point, they started coming in with gloves and masks on. Damn. That's why I was like, oh, this is kind of sketch.
Do you have any like predisposing things? Like, are you common to bronchitis, asthma?
No, I got the body of a Spartan.
Yeah, okay.
Or at least the genetics of one.
What is that? What the hell was that?
That was him flexing.
That was your flex?
That was the flex, yeah.
Is that how you be out here flexing on these hoes?
Yes, just like that.
After seeing that picture of when the podcast first started, I'll believe it. He used to see the picture.
Let's not talk about that picture, bro.
Almost 6 years.
I can't believe I saw that picture again, bro.
Oh God,
you
saw
like
a different person.
The one I sent to y'all.
Yeah,
like when we first. I want to say that was like our first podcast record. Like back in the day when we didn't have actually mic stands. We had like those were car jacks that we stuck the mics on.
I saw that.
Yeah,
like that's how.
You guys still have those microphones?
He does.
I do. They're in a closet with a bunch of all the electronics and stuff.
Can you imagine it? Like look how we've come up.
I was young and tight. Now I'm just fat and old.
Young and tight.
Young and tight.
Yeah, bro.
Well, don't say that again.
I was a nice.
I went right to your booty hole.
Tight 230.
What was it from Gold member? Toy. Young and toy.
I was going to the gym every day. It was dope.
No, I don't think he was going to the gym every day.
I might as well. I was biking to work at the time.
Oh yeah, that's
no. I don't think at that time you were.
Yeah, it was.
No, you had to have the motorcycle at that point.
Yeah, but I still had the body from when I was biking every day.
Yeah, but still,
it was pretty. It was sexy.
It was sexy.
Like, were you feeling yourself? Like, did you?
I didn't need to. I had other people too.
Did you? Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This guy over here. Like, I thought I had an ego. Somebody deflate this motherfucker, please. Oh, my God.
Cut it.
So you do it every day and it's okay. I do it every once in a while and it's a problem. I see how it is.
I don't even do it.
He's the CEO.
I keep to myself half the time. Like, when people say shit, I don't.
Okay. You're always talking about my dick this, my dick that.
He hasn't done that.
No.
He hasn't done it a couple
No,
days.
I don't.
A couple of days. Look.
I don't do that. I don't do that at all. Mostly that's ghosts.
No, that's
what?
you.
I don't talk about my dick. No, I don't.
That's literally you.
No.
It is.
No. I just be there, be like, hey, you know, like, I got what I got. And this motherfucker saying, it's toxic. Blah, blah, blah.
It is, man. Am I lying? Do I lie?
Like, I don't want no parts of that, okay?
You're a reformed man.
No, I don't want to say reformed. I want to say that, like you realize the cloak of society and, like, the shit that they, like, portray to you. Mm-hmm. And then, like, what you become to expect versus what you actually want. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like being a victim of
Did you just call yourself a victim?
Yeah.
He said it's like being a victim.
It's like, no, you know, like, so, like, when people tailor ads and shit to you, and that, you know, you start wanting things because, like, you see them, like, you know, like, you're being basically brainwashed. I feel like kind of like as a society, that's what is happening.
That's always been happening.
So
yeah,
after
but
3 years of calling people sheeple, you finally realized you were the sheeple all along.
Damn.
Simpleton.
Listen, like, you don't realize, like, some of the things you come to believe as being like this is normality, and it's like, wait, like, why is it normality? Because, like, I feel it's normality, or because, like, that's what society feels is normal.
Well, there's social norms, of course.
Yeah, but a social norm doesn't mean, honestly, shit for you.
No.
You know, that's what people deem normal in society. It's not exactly what you want or what you need. You know, and you should want what you want and need what you need, and not what you think is a staple. You know what I mean? Like, I watched this clip from Gucci Man and Charlemagne the God, and he asked Gucci.
Was this when he got skinny?
Nah, he was asking Gucci Man. He was like, "How you stay faithful? Like you being out there and all these hoes be throwing at you." And he was like, "What I got ain't worth throwing away for a $2 piece of pussy." You know, and it's like. And I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. That, you know, if you come to sit there and you really find value in somebody, but a lot of people throw that away because of maybe looks or something else like that. Like, this is what you think you want, but at the end of the day, what do you really want? And until you can actually answer that and feel confident in that answer, you probably really don't know what you really want.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit gets deep.
I feel like I should start snapping or something. Like,
fuck you guys.
It's okay, man. What you're basically saying is you know, you got to look inward and just tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
No, I think.
I feel like I've been
tell you
preaching
what I
this
want,
since
what I
day
really,
one.
really want.
Like,
Tell me what you want.
Listen, you on this straight Spice Girls tip over there. Like, I'm talking about like society in general. Like, when you start looking at like you start watching too many shows or too much Instagram or anything like that, like, your whole psyche of, like, what you want in life is completely altered.
that's why they tell you to meditate and really focus on yourself.
You know, but at the end of the day, it's like, what's going to make you happy? Like,
What's going to make you happy, Ben?
exactly.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Who cares
got
at this
real.
point, right? Like, you can't run from it. Like, motherfucker,
What's gonna
this
make
is you, damn it. Like, it's gonna be you.
What's going to make you happy?
It's like fucking like when they find out Bruce Wayne is Batman. Like, it's too late. Like, you can't. We're not Spider-Man. I ain't got Doctor Strange here to erase the multiverse. Like, we're fucked.
No, we're still at the inflection point where we can go back, delete everything, and pretend like it didn't happen. In case one of us decides to run for public office.
So, do you want to grow old with this person, or are you still searching for that?
Yeah, like you got to sit there and realize that like what you want in life. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. You know, obviously life can make turns and shit and throw something at you. And, you know, obviously like when it comes to like a relationship, it takes two people. Like one person can be infatuated with one and the other person cannot. And then it could be like, hey, you know, it's a waste of fucking time. But you really never know until you cross that bridge. Right. And the thing is that, you know, how do you know new land unless you go exploring?
That's right, yeah.
You know, if not, you're just going to be in your little fucking, you know, cottage until, you know, the end of time. Oh, you know, you just got to kind of get out there and figure it out. But you got to erase society. You know, like you got to figure out, like for you, what is clarity?
So you're saying don't let social media dictate?
I think social
what your
media.
life should.
The more I think about it now, the more I look at social media and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this shit. I mean, like if social media wasn't a fucking tool to like build your brand or something like that, it would be really like no use for it, like particularly. And then the people who exploit it, you know, like I said, like when we were fucking coming back from Tampa, and I'm sitting there like, why is Instagram showing me all these fucking videos?
I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally trying to show me like all these videos, and then when you look at shit like that, it's like, really, how much? I hate to say this, but how much worth do you have for yourself? Like if I'm making a video, my ass clapping, like is that really my worth as a person? Like my ass clapping, or you know, shit like that. Like it's weird that we look at shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're social creatures at the end of the day. That's who we are. So social media actually just plays on it, but it heightens us. But you would think that like social media would make us more social, but it's actually made us very introverted and very to ourselves because we put such a facade. And like we think we could get away with everything. I think social media is good to have, like you said, for like to really showcase people who cannot show their personality and are afraid or have social anxiety. But it could also be a downfall because then you get sucked in. That's how I feel like I've been a couple of times. Like I just get really trapped into social media. And not even that, just with like memes and shit like that. But like I did a whole social like psychology of social media, and it taught me a lot. Like when you go into the class, you can't have your phone on you, and you would be surprised how many people cannot be without their phone just right next to them.
Yeah,
so my teacher, my professor would actually be like, turn off your phone completely, put it in your backpack where you can't access it. And it would be really hard because, you know, you're always anticipating like a text message or like a phone call or like something like an Apple notification. I don't know. But when you take that away, it really puts into perspective like what's around you and like what you have to focus on. It makes you more focused on what you want to learn. And I don't know. It's interesting.
The phone has really become the new security blanket.
Yeah.
Like, remember kids used to have like the stuffed toy or literally a blanket. And like, that's how they felt safe. If they were ever anxious, they would play with it. If they ever felt dejected from everybody else, they would again wrap themselves in it. That's what the phone is.
Doesn't that make you question like what makes like how much we pay attention to like what makes us comforted and how we're like grown up? Like how many parents, like did your parents really take you seriously when you are like, I'm freaking out or I'm crying? Like it's either one, you get stop crying. Yeah. Just deal with it. Like my mom would be like, stop crying. I'll give you something to cry about. But I go cry and do all this shit and like go in my room, close my door, be like, I fucking hate you. Like, like, can't do this shit. But that also doesn't comfort. That just causes anxiety. that starts your stem of anxiety, and you have to self-soothe. Yeah. Why do we have to keep self-soothing when we have actual guardians and people to comfort us, to help us say, like, this is okay. This is fine to feel how you're feeling. Just learn how to deal with it in your own way. Now I'm going to help you with these steps. But we don't do that.
No guardian is good at that ever.
No, of course not.
They're all trash at it.
Yeah, because it's
all of them.
It's generations of not knowing what to do.
Right.
Of not knowing how to deal with anxiety, depression, comforting, nobody gives you a guideline on that. And now I feel like mental health is becoming more obvious and more, bigger, that we're starting to be like, okay, like, this isn't right. Like, let's start doing something.
Here's the double-edged sword. That is because we now have access to information, right? So like in the 80s, if you had anxiety, if you were ADD, no one knew what the fuck to do with you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you have anxiety or you have ADD, still no one knows what the fuck to do with you, but you can go online and figure out, oh, I'm not the only person that feels this way.
Right.
I'm not the only person going through these issues. And that is the building block to realizing, okay, like, I can work on this. Even if there's no one else there directly in my life to guide me through this, there is, like, if I have the willpower, I can find my way through that.
Right.
So that's the difference now compared to like 30 years ago.
It's weird though too, because like if you start giving people the reason, then they become too sensitive. It's either one or two ways. Like you could become really sensitive and you get triggered and, offended by a lot of things, or you get like, okay, this is what it is. I'm just going to have to deal with this shit, Like,
there's always going to be the people who use that victimhood to feel like, well, I didn't succeed because, statistically I didn't have the edge. I didn't succeed because society's expectations are too high, or I've got this illness and that's the reason I can't do shit. That's not true.
Right.
That's not true at all. There's you'll always find a reason to not be doing something when there's one really good reason to be doing that, and that is to improve yourself. Some people would just rather play the victim nonstop.
And that's why there's a 1%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what everybody's favorite security blanket is?
Cocaine?
No, sir. It's the Two Dev Crew podcast.
Yeah.
And here we go, transitioning into
good pun.
Episode. Well, I'm losing count of the episodes. Like real quick, this is 7, 8.
It'd be way easier if you released them to keep count.
8. This is episode whatever of the Two Dev Crew podcast, season 2022 episode. It's 7, 8, or 9. Like I lost count. I think I called the last one 9, and the last one was like 7.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm really honestly, I'm not sure which one it is. I will get my count right next podcast. I promise you this.
I hope so.
After I get the last one released, but it's your boy Baby Powder here with the Lemon Pepper Boys. Andre and Ghost.
What's up?
And Honeybee over there in her oversized hoodie.
What does that have to do with anything?
I was just painting a picture.
What
for
happened to
all
you
our,
being like the new toxic, the no longer
no.
toxic?
I was painting a picture for all our male listeners who may have an infatuation with her, and we gotta try to help her out for her birthday.
Okay.
My birthday.
Like she said. What? She says she really was craving some D for her birthday, so we gotta try.
When did I ever say that?
Well, you didn't say that?
No.
Oh shit. My bad. I mean, gentlemen, she's not. I'm lying. She is, but anyway.
Oh God.
What's up with y'all today? How are y'all doing?
Good, man.
Good, chilling.
Everybody
good
looks
breakfast.
Yeah.
Tired.
Living life, being prosperous around here. Not never mind.
Not being toxic.
Oh.
I was gonna say something, but I know Andre was gonna whack me there, so I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about like our failed exploits last weekend before we get into any said topic. So nobody follows us like that, but if you did follow us, we went to MetroCon last weekend trying to promote the podcast, right? Trying to find that one big break. Like all we're waiting for is that one big break. And we get over there, we drive all the way to Tampa, we wait in line, we had to find ridiculous traffic, and we had everything ready to go.
Questions and all.
Except the vaccination cards.
Damn.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I had mine on deck. So
Okay, so you had it, and the rest of us didn't.
I am vaccinated. I just didn't have the card on me.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not vaccinated. Like I don't got no problem saying that. Like I'm going down in history as I'm gonna be the last man that's not vaccinated in this world. Like you it'd have to be between a rock and a very hard place for me to get vaccinated. You know, like it'd have to be literally some like.
I only got mine because of my job, and I only got one vaccine. Like when I got my first one, I did not react at all. Like, well, I was like confused. I had to go to work because I worked in home health, so nurses take vaccination like nothing.
Yeah.
So I was having symptoms, and I was like literally driving, and I didn't even know why. Like, couldn't understand what was happening. I was like putting my car in park while I was still driving. It was weird. So when I got there, like I tested negative, but I was like, there's no way that I don't have it right now. And I was like, I can't be here. And she's like, no, you gotta work. And I was like, I don't feel good. She's like, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I was like, no, I'm going home. Like, I can't be here. Like, nurses don't care. Medical people don't care if you have it or not. Like, you got to keep going through with it. Just put your mask on, put your gloves on, and that's it. If you feel bad, like, have you heard what happened in ORMC?
No.
Where they were understaffed and somebody jumped out the window and nobody knew until like an hour later.
What?
And there was a dead body.
Was it an employee or
It was an actual like person, like
A patient.
a patient. And it was like a whole investigation. But that's how fucked up it is right now in the medical field, like in general. That's why half of these nurses don't want to do the vaccination or don't want to fucking like work because they're being overworked. It's a crazy story if you want to look it up.
Hey, how quickly could I get started in that industry?
What do you mean, like medical field?
Yeah, become a nurse. Can I do one of those like blonde girl 9 months become a nurse programs?
All you have to do is get an associate's in nursing. That's it. And you can actually do traveler and contract work. So if you want a job, can get you some contract. You know?
Hey, it sounds like you're about to be pimped.
These nurses, like I told you, they get paid $4,000 weekly.
Damn.
Their average 3-month salary is probably like $50,000 for 3 months.
All right, secondary question.
Mm-hmm.
How come you ain't hook us up with none of these rich ass nurses? You know I'm looking for a sugar mama.
Because
I think that's your
majority
problem.
of them are crazy.
That I want a sugar mama?
That you looking for somebody to bring something to your life outside of like love. Like you looking for financial stability.
I don't expect that.
Like I don't.
He just
I
wants to
don't
be
see that.
baby. You want to be baby too, deep down.
I do.
Exactly.
I do.
What?
I do.
He wants what?
Be baby.
He wants to be baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want
like
someone to take
majority-
care of me for once.
You want a mama? Like you just had a mama for like the first part of your life. Now you want a mama again?
Yeah, she was
You want her
around.
to stroke your hair and like you're a man. Damn it!
Rub
Put
your
on
back.
your pants.
Hey, listen. Sometimes I don't want to be. I got to be that like 40 hours plus.
No. Because you got to be a man at your job don't mean you ain't a man outside of your work.
Listen, I'm tired,
What?
bro.
What
I just
is
want to.
Okay.
Like he's saying he got to be a man 40 hours a week. The only thing he do 40 hours a week is probably sleep or fucking work. Like that's the only two things he's committed to.
Hey. Then you can't say I have commitment issues.
Yeah, you do. Fuck out of here. I don't know. Like I tell you, like you gonna be on some other shit, hoping like. You see, like even if you found a sugar mama, like it, I don't even see.
It'll be
Oh
fulfilling?
my gosh.
What?
Talk about sugar mamas. I saw this thing on TikTok about this girl. So what she does is she finds like these sugar daddies and she told TikTok how to do it. So what she said was you go to like these very like, she's like, there's always like a really good part of your town, like the people that make money, right? So you go to like a hotel there that has a restaurant or like a condominium that has a restaurant and you go there, dress up and you go to the bar by yourself. And
Prostitute.
No. Wait. Hold up, bro.
That's literally Sandra Bullock
No.
from that movie she was in.
Crazy.
But
What are you
what she
talking
said
about?
was,
I think you're talking about Julia Roberts
I
from
always do
Pretty
that.
Woman, and she was on the street, and when homie pulled up in the Lotus.
exactly. She's not on the street. She's going to a hotel, right? And she goes to the restaurant. She goes to the bar by herself, and she finds like she'll scout it out, try to see like a guy that she might, that kind of looks like he has money or there by himself. And then what you do is you go to the seat right next to him and be like, "Hey, is that seat taken?" And they'll be like, "No, of course not." Like then you sit there, you don't say anything until they say something to you. And then what she said is they'll be like, "Oh, why are you here?" And you'll be like, "Man, me and my boyfriend, we just got into like a really big argument. Like I've just got to clear my head. I don't know how it's gonna go." And then he'll be like, "Oh man, you having problems with your boyfriend? Like, oh, what are you gonna do?" And like, I don't know if I just like want to move on to somebody new or like find a sugar daddy or something. Like say it like casually, and then that's when you hook them. And they'll be like, "Oh, sugar daddy," and then you
Like,
see
y'all
if that guy's a
fishing and
sugar
shit.
daddy. That's how it is.
But you see, this is the whole reason why I'm saying that society in general is fucking toxic. Like I don't want no
Hey,
part.
I
like,
heard it.
I
didn't say
want.
was
I want.
doing
I
it.
want to just move my life into a part of the country where it's like very simple.
You want to become one of those old backward
Amish.
people?
You just want to be Amish.
No, like it's just there's so much dishonesty or lack of caring at this point in life that like people don't give a fuck. Like it's not relationships anymore. It's all situational ships.
Why would you give a fuck about a society and economy that does
No,
not give a
but the
fuck
thing
about
is
you?
because those are the same people you interact with.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't mean you have
so
to be
even
fucked up every day.
even if you're out there being pure of heart, doesn't mean that the people you interact with are doing the same thing.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But that's the problem.
But that's
is
called
that-
common sense.
No, it's
too.
called con artists. Like these motherfuckers out here are out painting pictures. How many times you been with a dude and he tell you some shit and then like you wake up
course.
the next morning and he's like, "I'm out," and it's like completely different than what he was telling you the night before,
course.
right?
Yeah.
There's pre-draws moment and post-draws moment. Pre-draws like it's this, that, and the third, and post-draws it's like, yeah, like I got things going on right now. It's work is crazy. Like there's always some fucking excuse afterwards. But before it was like, yeah, I got time for you.
Yeah, but then when you
this,
do that fucking thing when you're like, "Oh no, I'm gonna wait until like a month to do anything with you," and then you wait on it, and then guys are like, "Oh, why do girls always have to have this 1 month rule?"
yeah, but
That's the fucking reason why.
But why it only got to be guys? Like women is just
Women do
as
the
bad.
same shit too. I'm not saying that they don't, but
I'm
it's
just saying
more
like
common.
toxicity in general is running at a rampant rate,
Yeah, I agree.
right? And the shit needs to stop.
And look at you, not a toxic man anymore.
Retired.
Cleansed.
You graduated.
I'm gonna have to get some.
Congratulations.
We got to get the sage. We got to cleanse you completely.
Yeah.
I don't
We
need
do a
no
whole
fucking
ritual.
sage, damn it.
Baptized.
Baptized?
You ever burn sage in your house?
No, not sage. Maybe like a sage incense.
Oh,
Like not actual like fucking sage.
okay.
I don't think my cat would like that.
Oh, okay. That's worse than the dogs. I don't know what that is, but
That's
that's
somebody
worse.
going up the
You hear
stairs
that
or
boom,
something.
boom, boom,
I
boom,
think that's
boom.
like,
There was somebody
I think they're
moving out, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
Jesus.
They're probably moving something down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway, so back to what we were saying. So we get the MetroCom. We get there. We ain't got no fucking vaccination cards on us. I mean, I ain't got no vaccination card at all. Like I feel like I should have stole my aunt's vaccination card when she passed.
Oh my god!
Listen, like the way.
Did you just preach about people being like fake and doing all this stupid?
But yeah, but I shouldn't be.
You can't help it.
I shouldn't be held from going to an anime convention to promote a podcast because I decided that I didn't want to be a sheeple and get vaccinated like everybody else. All right? Like, I take my chances in these streets every day running around with you motherfuckers while y'all get COVID and my ass is here exposing myself to you.
Oh wow! I
Right?
apologize.
Yeah,
for
because y'all out here get
exposing
COVID
you.
and y'all be like, I got COVID and it's okay because I'm vaccinated. But y'all be trying to get me sick.
Whose fault is that?
Y'all.
Oh, you.
Y'all got to take better care of yourselves.
You do too.
I do. I do. I take
Nah,
great
we
care of
can use the
myself.
population reduction.
We could.
Actually, like that's a good topic to talk about, right?
You
Like,
want to talk about that?
like
I think that's the reason why they didn't.
I want to talk about population reduction, right? Because I feel like that's the only way society is going to normalize. You know, like unfortunately, if jobs are going to be, we talked about this like at work the other day about how like jobs are getting autonomized by robots, right? So you go to McDonald's now and you don't get, like you technically you don't need somebody to place your order. You don't need a cashier, especially if we go into a situation where paper money dissolves, right?
Yeah.
So you can go on the screen, type it up, or because they've already kind of forced it on us. COVID kind of made that happen because now you're ordering things online, right? When you order food, you order it online. You order it just how you want online, special notes to cook. Yeah. So McDonald's would need a cook and probably a supervisor, but somebody to take your order, not so much. Like I've seen a Subway that when you go through the drive-through got a screen.
Yeah.
That you don't even talk to somebody anymore. Like you place the order at the Subway on a screen. So what happens when like jobs, all of a sudden, the job market's going to not grow with society. The job market's going to fizzle. Because not everybody can be a social media influencer forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Like, so what do you do when there's no job?
Become an engineer.
So there's that option,
but you don't need these things, right? Because once you build the machine to engineer these things, right? Then all you need is the people to maintenance it.
To become a hacker and hack everybody.
Like I'm talking about real shit here, okay? You over there in that fairy tale world.
So to seriously address your concern, that's why like forward-looking people like Andrew Yang. I don't know if you know who that is. He ran for presidential
candidate and failed. He had good ideas.
He wants to start working on the idea of a universal basic income.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee that in 10, 15 years, we're going to be at a point where everybody who wants a job can get a job.
Yeah.
Right? Because there just aren't going to be like, think about it this way. Like if I'm an entrepreneur, right, and I want to take care of lawns, I could have 5 robo lawnmowers that use basically the Tesla self-driving tech to mow 5 lawns at the same time. And that only cost me my initial investment in that. And I don't have to hire a physical person. Like I could be there overseeing it, or I could hire one person where it used to be a crew of 4 or 6 or 8. So there's going to be a reduction in some of these low-level jobs where it's going to get to the point for us to continue as a society. We're going to need a universal basic income, or we just get rid of all economics in general, and then you have free access to whatever you need to live.
Because I feel like once the oldest generation dies, that we're going to go into a forward push. So, like, what I see is, like, when I go to Walmart, like, I always go through the self-checkout. I mean, and most of the time, that's all Walmart got open, right? They got the self-checkout, the couple automated shits, and then maybe 1 or 2 manned registers, right? And you always go to self-checkout. I don't mind, like, checking my own shit out. You know, most places I go through self-checkout. If they got a self-checkout, I go to self-checkout. Just because it's easier. But there's that old generation that feels like self-checkouts are taking away jobs from people, right? I don't want to use this robot. Like, I want to be checked out by an individual, right? Like, these are taking away jobs from people. Yet they're the same ones who don't want to spend any money in the economy to keep jobs going. Right. But hey, you know what? Let me be a dick at Winn-Dixie, you know? So
those
it's
are the
like,
same
cool.
people who scoff at someone asking for $15 an hour, even though that's no longer a livable wage either.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, so like when that generation like actually passes, like you're gonna get into like a spun movement of like we're gonna be that generation, and we're already okay with using things like self-checkout. So like when they start autonomizing more jobs, like we're gonna just look at it as like the future. You know, like, hey, this is what we planned on. But what happens to like families that are continuing to grow, bringing kids into society, and supplies aren't there? Like we know that, right? Even in this brink of post-COVID, companies have still not been able to get their supplies back in order. Yeah. Computer chips are still in high demand because they can't figure out the silicone issue. Yeah. Raw materials like steel continue to be an issue. Gasoline continues to be an issue, right? Somebody was laughing yesterday, like, how stupid are we to laugh and say, hey, gas is $4 a gallon, right? Like, literally gas for unleaded regular is $4 a gallon. Like, we're happy about that because it could be $6, $7 a gallon, right? And you don't realize what that is until, like, you start realizing how much further you got to travel for work. Mm-hmm. You know, how much more you got to drive for this. We're social, so we're moving around for this and moving around for that. There's a lot of money being taken out of our pockets that we don't even realize.
See, everybody laughs at me when I say I refuse to live more than 15 minutes away from the job.
Yeah.
Right? They always laugh like, no, you got a car. It's 30 minutes. It's 20 minutes. It's not bad. It's just on the highway. No, fuck that noise. 10, 15 minutes by local roads, max.
Yeah, but not everybody has that luxury like you have. That's right? True. And you continue to live in that same spot, or you probably should move the fuck out. Like,
I should have moved out 2 years ago. But.
You know, so, but it's just crazy to see that. So, like, is steel going to normalize? No, probably not. Are computer chips going to normalize? No, because every day more and more things require a computer chip, right? Mm-hmm. Are raw materials going to normalize? No. Like, none of this is going to happen. So why do we continue, like, and people are still having babies and the government's giving you money back?
The overall birth rate is down across the US,
until you realize that, you know, like, we're going through a crisis now too, where, like, you know, abortion is that high topic. So what happens to society? You know, like, it's just, there's going to be a point where it's too much. Look at the housing market. Look at renters.
Yeah.
Right? Like, where you would spend, even in a city, for like a 1-bedroom apartment, like $1,200 for like a nice joint. You're paying $1,800 now.
Yeah.
Right? For a house that 2-3 years ago was $180,000, it's $300,000 now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then it's like, you can't get into it. Guess what? Interest rates are higher, so you're paying more. You're in more debt. Oh, get more credit so you can be in more debt. Right? So then you get into these debt situations, you get into a house, and you work the rest of your life just to get out of it.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a bad situation. I don't even want to say for America, but for a lot of countries, like the being.
Oh, we got it technically easy compared to some other places.
Yup.
Yeah,
we definitely do.
Yeah.
So, but what happens when there's just more people than jobs?
We eat the rich.
That's
then things break down.
That's
we build them back up.
That's why I think that, like, guns in America will never be illegalized. Because, like, I feel that if I'm rich, the only way to protect myself from the poor
is a gun.
Right? How do I stop you from coming for my money? It'll lay you down like Beanie Siegel. You know, so it's kind of scary to look at it. Like, where are you going to be at 50 years old? You know, are you in a job?
In the grave.
What?
In the grave.
Yeah, okay, that's you. But you're going to be in a job that's not able to be autonomized. You know, and a lot of people, like, it's funny because a lot of people are jumping jobs right now. Hey, they're paying $16 an hour here. While I was paying $15 plus a free sandwich every day. I'm going to go work there. But what happens when they get rid of the cashier? And guess what? Cutbacks. Right? And we're treading that way. Like, you know, the talks of a recession and all this. Like, what happens when companies have to cut back? Like, the company I work for, you know, runs into the issue right now that we're seeing what we call less transactions, right? So we have less customers shopping with us, but they're spending about the same amount of money that they were last year. Now, the problem is that due to inflation, they're spending the money that they're spending the same amount of money, but they're buying less things.
Yeah.
So there's actually less customers in the building and less items actually moving out the building, but the company still looks like it's floating because of inflation, right? Like where something would cost you $20 2 years ago now it costs $40. So the people who need it, right? They're going to buy it. But the people who want a project or something else where they thought they could have that little extra like spending, they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So now you're stuck because everybody's doing that. So what happens? The cost of goods goes up, right? And we all talk about like for a company, the two biggest things, and if you're in retail, cost of goods and your payroll.
Yeah.
Your employees all want more money. In order to get more money, I got to raise prices.
Yeah.
Right? Or cut cut profits. And most companies don't record like a shit ton of profits after the dust is cleared. Yeah. Like you look at a company like Walmart, and you're like, Walmart fucking makes $200 billion a year. That's how much they sell. Like how much they actually made in gross profit it's not there. So what happens when the employees want more money, right? We got to pay them, right? What happens when the vendors want more money for the goods? We got to pay them, right? So when you start doing that, how much are your prices going to rise before people stop shopping, right? Do you need this, right? For the first time in my life, in 35 years, right? Or I want to say from 18 to 35, so 17 years. I'm starting to look at shit and I'm like, do I need this?
Yeah.
I never thought.
Right? And it's not because like I don't have the bread for it, but like I got into a point where like my house is full of clothes. Right? So every time like I go to Walmart like once a week, and my Walmart trips are very like you could probably like if you want to pick me off, you just gotta find me at a Walmart because I'm very habitual. Like the Walmart I go to, like I go through beauty and like what do they call that? Like toothpaste and deodorant and all that.
Trees.
What? Yeah, like cleansing and stuff like that, right? What?
Cosmetics.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, right? So like I'll go like through the lotions and the hair stuff and toothpaste and things like that. Like, and I go through that all the time. So like maybe I see like a new deodorant, like a new scent, right? Like oh shit, I'm running low on deodorant. Like I always got 2 or 3 sticks of deodorant at the house anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, cool. So I go, make my way. Then I go across and I go through electronics. Right. And then I go from electronics, I'll curve around to like furniture. I go through the candles and then the little home goods. And then I go through like menswear and then I hit the register. Right. So it's like literally I make a whole lap around the Walmart and I'm looking for things that like maybe I think I need or I want or this is cool or that's a great price. And like I'll see like a pair of basketball shorts. Right. They're $10. Like. When you look at it, like in the scale of things, $10 is $10, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool color, like, and I buy them. Realizing I have 35 pairs of basketball shorts at the house, right? When the fuck am I gonna wear 35 pairs of basketball shorts, right? Or every time like I see like they come out with like a new like some bullshit T-shirt and it's got like it looks like paradise on it. Or it's like some beachy color, and I'm like, oh, I like that shit. It's $7.99. Like I buy it. And I come home and realize that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers full of T-shirts, a closet full of T-shirts, and a bin full of T-shirts. And when I'm like at the house chilling, I'm wearing the same T-shirt.
Yeah.
When I go out, I wear the same 4 or 5 T-shirts.
Yep.
But I'm buying these T-shirts and I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking wear them.
Yeah.
That's like me. Whenever like I buy so much clothes to go out, right? Like dresses, like home goods stuff here all the time, and half of my shit that's in my closet that I have to like stuff under my bed. I have so many like fucking cubicles and shit like this. I've like half the shit in my closet I've not even worn once, except for trying it on at the like dressing.
Like I blame social media because like I swear I got this elaborate lifestyle that like I'm doing all this shit. But I'm working 55 hours a week and I'm coming home and I'm struggling to to figure out life.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
can I ask you both a question? Because y'all know I'm notoriously cheap. But when you make the purchase, how do you feel?
Well, for me, I know, like, I didn't grow up with money. So I am notoriously cheap when I buy stuff. I look for a deal. I will wait. But the thing is, I'll still buy it. I feel good. Like, it's like, oh my God, yes. Like, I've been wanting this. Oh my God, I could wear this out. Like, I'm going to do something with it. The thing is, like, how he's kind of saying is that, like, I now don't have that much time, or do I want to even spend the money? Because I'm thinking, like, okay, I bought this. Let's say my whole outfit costs like what, $100, right? And now to go out, I want to get drinks. I want to get food. It's like another $50, maybe $80.
Yeah.
Spending the night.
Yeah.
And then that's just Friday. Now Saturday. And then Sunday. You know, that's like what, maybe $300 in the weekend. And let's say if I was actually doing my budget, like I planned out to spend maybe $400, let's say, if I had that, right? Now I got like 100, maybe $80 left for I get paid bi-weekly. $80 is not going to get me throughout the week.
How about you? How do you feel when you buy the stuff?
So when I buy something nice, like the other day I went to Macy's, bought this nice ass shirt. I was like, oh, this shit is sweet, right?
When are you gonna wear it?
I like it, right? And then I went to Aldo's and they had these blue fucking drivers. You know, blue's my favorite color. And they had a little fucking silver like cat face, like maybe like a cheetah or a jaguar in the back. I was like, oh, I gotta have these, right? Like when I buy shit like that, I feel good. But like when I go to Walmart, it's just it feels like I feel like that the housewife in the 50s that used to go to the grocery store once a week and just have to do that repetitive shopping to keep the house stocked. Like when I go to Walmart, like I'm usually going there for something, right? Oh, I gotta go get toothpaste, and when I'm there, I'm gonna just do my little shit. So it doesn't feel like anything like out of the ordinary. It just feels like this is what I'm supposed to do. But like literally, I'm sitting at the house the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with 35 pairs of basketball shorts? Like I don't even play basketball like that, and if I did, I got a washing machine in my crib. Like even if I went 2 weeks without washing clothes,
You still have enough.
I still got enough. But the thing is like in my head, right? I want to say that's where Ghetto Fabulous comes in. And it's like, I got a pair of shorts to match this and match that. But it's like, who the fuck is accessorizing with basketball shorts?
Yeah.
Like, I can understand, like if I'm going out and I'm like, and I got some shorts, you know, like today I got my fucking purple Converse on, a purple hat and shit because, you know, we're going to the soccer game afterwards. But like, if I'm just doing regular shit, why the fuck do I need? And that's why I was like, man, I really got to cut this shit out. Like, I used to go on Amazon every day looking for shit just because I felt like I need to find a deal to buy something.
Right.
I haven't
reasons.
Go ahead.
I think this is interesting because when you grow up with nothing and then you become a person of, you know, even modest means, right? Mm-hmm. It's important that you go through that period where you just buy the shit you want when you want it because you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's an important like piece of growth.
Like you made it. Yep.
He know better. You old school now. You should have been outgrown this, right? Because I used to be there with you. I used to spend money on stupid shit all the time, left and right.
Yeah, but our spending on stupid shit is different. Like I always spent money on stupid shit like clothes. You spend money on stupid shit like technology or some other crap. Yeah. Like an Oculus you never fucking use. Or
I use that Oculus all the time.
Or whatever it is, you know.
Have you ever seen VR porn? It's amazing.
Oh, God.
No.
You know what's cool?
It's only
I don't want no part of that.
It's only half a joke. That's only half like a joke.
No. Look, from you going from stopping chicks at the red lights to virtual reality porn. My man, like, you serious? Need some help?
Listen,
if I didn't have my own demons to fight, like I would help you, but I am definitely not the man to help you. I suggest you seek some real guidance. God have pity on your soul.
Joke. It's always good.
So one of the things that like my great aunt taught me when I started working when I was 13. So like I got paid under the table and shit like that. And one of the first things that she taught me was like, okay, you know, spend the money that you want to spend, get what you want. I used to buy purses, used to buy lunch, whatever. And then she was like, look, if you're going to buy stuff, make it an investment. So like she's been here in the country 40 years. So she came from Peru. So her mentality of money is a little bit different. But when she started making money here, she bought a house, whatever, all of this. Anyways, my thing of investments is like, I'll spend money on like furniture. I'll spend money on like stupid shit like a decanter or like really good pots, or like I'll go to Home Goods and find really good shit like little knickknacks or something like that. But I know that shit's going to last me for like years and years to come. So I don't like, for me, I don't mind getting that pleasure of like, it's something really cute, but it's also a good, you know, value. Like I'm going to have all of this shit until like maybe 40, 50. And if I decide to like amp myself up at that time, I'll have the money to like get newer shit.
Like if you look at my closet, I swear to God, I have probably 30 backpacks.
Yeah.
Right? Because every time like I see a new backpack, like when Spray Ground had the Spider-Man limited release, or the Miami Hurricanes one, or this, that, and the third, the Black Panther one, like I was buying $80 backpacks by the twos.
Yeah.
And I'm buying like, I got this fucking, it's a badass backpack. It's got the Stark emblem on it with the fake fur on it, right? I got fucking Dragon Ball Z backpacks. I got cat backpacks. I got all types of fucking backpacks. And I wear the same fucking backpack every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I did have an elaborate life, like if we were fucking famous and we were out on the streets 3 or 4 days a week, like networking and shit like that, then it would make sense. Right? Because you want to catch the eye of people. You want some fly shit, you know, but it's like literally I go to work and I hang out with you clowns. Like I don't...
It's still important to, because it's important to do it. It's a foolish activity, right? Mm-hmm. It is a foolish activity, but for a period of time, it is important to do, because if you don't, why the hell are you putting up with everything you have to put up with?
So like, I agree with that, but a lot of the times, like, half of the shit that you buy, a lot of, especially now, like intertwining like the social media shit, it's like you see all these celebrities buying Gucci, Balenciaga, Dior, you know, Coach or whatever, like high end shit. And obviously like, oh shit, I want that bag. Oh, I could get a backpack like that. Oh, I could get like a $2,000 little handbag that'll only fit my keys, you know? And it's cool. Like you could spend the money on that, but at the same time, you also could have spent that $2,000 to get yourself out of that collections that you have, or that debt that you're going to get, or the majority of the people that have student loans.
I've come to the point where it's like, if I don't need it, like I ain't buying it. Like I ain't been looking for clothes online. I ain't been looking for shit, right? Like if I run into something and it's like that shit catches my eye, then cool. But like, am I going looking for it? No.
Yeah. So are you ready to switch to experiences and start traveling with me?
Please.
Yeah.
That's why we like, get him to travel.
Like I don't, y'all know me. Like I said, I'm cheap. I won't buy a $200 pair of shoes. But if you tell me, hey, there's a 30-minute, in 30 minutes you can get a ticket to Vegas for $200, I might do that because, you know, well, not $200. It's not cheap. But if there's a cheap ticket and I got to leave in 2 hours and I have the availability, I'll do that because like that's an experience.
That's
right?
So funny. I was just talking about that with my friend the other day because I was like, I haven't really traveled that much, but I also like buy a lot of shit. And I was like, dang, like with everything going on, my rent, my fucking expenses, like I don't really shop at Walmart. I used to. Now I'm really not bougie, but like I just like prefer Publix and this shit.
Yeah, I shop at
you're
Publix
right
now.
in that. You're right in that.
Yeah,
I shop
so
at
like,
Publix now too.
So like I realize all that shit's going up and I'm like, dang, like I want to travel. Like I'm at that point like you, like I don't want to buy more shit. I'm buying stuff just to keep my house full with food and drinks and shit when people, and like I like hosting and I'm like, dang, I don't I don't want to host anymore because then I got to pay more money to like feed people. And because I don't want people to bring shit. I want to be able to like, you know, do it for myself and be like, this is
Listen,
yours.
we're not people at this point. You can just
Regardless.
ask us to bring
You-
this stuff.
No,
you know
but
what you
that's
need?
not what I mean.
You need some sugar friendies.
No.
Some sugar friendies.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to go to a hotel and find a sugar daddy. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
didn't say
saying.
daddy. I said friendies.
I mean that too.
Friends that'll host and supply everything. You just show up and leave.
But I was saying that I was
Like we do.
I wanna travel, and I was like, if I took like I have PTO, I could take a whole week off, and you can go to the airport and go on standby, and literally just if you have your bags ready, just take the first ticket and go and just do it. That's what I want to do.
A backpack and a carry-on.
And the
is
thing
all
is,
you need.
you just bring like what? Bring maybe $2,000 with you. You spend $30 on a ticket or $40, and now you can go a week and go explore, get a hotel there or something like that. Airbnb.
And that's an experience that you will never
Exactly.
have just sitting at home.
Exactly.
Listen, I literally, I want to say on my day off, I was sitting there trying to figure out how I get rid of half the shit in my house, but make something of it. So I was like, oh, maybe I could donate it to charity.
Yeah.
And donate like $7,000 or $8,000 worth of shit.
You can only write off. I don't know if you could write all of that off.
But that's what I was like. I was like, oh, I wonder if this is all tax deductible. You know, like if the government would kick me back some, you know, like literally, like I got shoes from 2008, brand new, sitting in my crib, right? I got all types of shit, and I'm never gonna wear them because like they're worth too much to fucking dog out.
So sell them. Like your shoe, like you could get rid of half your shoe collection and make a decent,
ton of money.
like make a decent profit.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there staring at the PlayStation 5 like it's still in the box, and I'm like,
You're not gonna play. You're not gonna play.
well, that's what I've gotten to the point,
Especially
like,
now that you've gone non-toxic and you're gonna have less time.
I was like, but I'm sitting there like I need to start streaming video games, and I'm like, I really don't have the fucking time to it. Like if the podcast popped off to the point where it was making some income, and then I could like maybe slow down my career at work, and then you know like make up the income with the podcast, that would be something. But like the podcast don't bring no money, and it's like the only way it's gonna bring money is if you grind. But I can't grind because I gotta work, and because I gotta work to make the money so I can grind. And it's you start looking at life like, what the fuck is going
That's the true
on?
meaning of it. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the term FIRE?
No.
Financially independent, retire early.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge movement. So basically what it is, it's a bunch of people. They'll start off like in their early to mid 20s, and like they will super, like you think I'm cheap. These people spend
cut everything.
No money.
Yeah.
Like no money, shopping at dollar stores. They're making like 80 to 100K a year, right? But like they are spending as little money as possible to buy a home, pay it off, and then have like $200,000 or $300,000 in the bank by the time they are like our age, 36, going on 40. So then they could retire early into hobby like businesses like this.
Yeah.
And that's what most people don't get a chance to do because just society is not structured in a way that is a thought in your head.
You can't even do that. The dollar store's not even $1 no more.
It is not $1 anymore. You are correct.
Yeah.
$1.25.
You are correct.
This shit crazy. Like I swear to God, like I'm like as the more I'm realizing it, I'm just like, wow, like
Dollar
how,
store's
how many
gimmick.
how many stupid decisions have I made?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Yeah.
It's like live and you learn. At this point,
Yeah,
I
but
just feel
I
like
mean
that.
at this point in life, like it's like fuck. You know, like Jesus Christ, like what good? And I blame that on growing up ghetto fabulous.
Yeah.
Because like when you grow up ghetto fabulous, like you grow up not having shit. But the thing is, you see everybody on TV with the jewelry and the new shoes and shit like that, and then like to you, that's being successful, right? Like a new Balenciaga pair of shoes, right? They're like $700-800. They ugly as fuck.
See,
But because you got them on, it's like, oh look, I got the new Balenciaga.
I gotta fight
Them
you.
shits is ugly.
I gotta fight
Canal
you
Street in New
because
York.
for a good portion of our childhood, we had an influence telling us, "Hey, don't get caught up in that. It's stupid."
Yeah, but
And
like,
he yelled at us every Saturday and multiple times a week sometimes.
yeah, but I mean, like I saw it in my early 20s. Like when we would go out to like on South Beach, I'd have like it couldn't be a fucking polo, like just a polo shirt. It had to be a Ralph Lauren polo, right?
Yeah.
It would had to be a $90 fucking Ralph Lauren polo, some nice jeans, shoes, right? The outfit was fucking $600-$700 when you go out. When I go out now, like this cat shirt probably cost me like $8. Mm-hmm. These shorts I think are from Walmart, and they were like probably like $14.
And you're gonna get the same attention.
And y'all sit here clowning me for ordering 4 pairs of the same jeans that I wear every day.
That was because like the way my mom taught me, she was like, it doesn't matter about how much you spend on your clothes, it's the confidence you have when you're wearing it. Yep. Because you could legit like you'll look at somebody like you look at a celebrity and their outfit, he's like what Kanye West wearing those big ass boots. He look goofy as fuck. And then like I could wear something from fucking Forever 21 that cost me like $5-$10 to get, and I still look better.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still look better, and I still get more attention.
Like that shit, I'm telling you, like people need to wake up. Like if you out there buying some dumb shit, especially now,
especially around these times.
Like I don't regret my car that I had to buy. Right? Like it sucks. I got resuckered into another fucking payment because it's like that fucking sucks. But the roof was gonna leak on the other one, so like I really didn't have a fucking choice. Put $6,000 into one with 130,000 miles on it, or just fucking start over. So it's like just start over. But now like you start looking at the gas, it's like oh shit.
Yeah.
Right? But like I regret now like the motorcycle. You know, because like I never fucking ride it. Like
that's a choice thing.
Yeah, but like
it's inconvenient, but it's still
I really wanted the motorcycle because I had that issue with my hands where the arthritis was getting bad, and I was like, I may not be able to do this for a long time. I love riding a bike, but it's like, how often do you get like a leisure commute on the motorcycle?
Well, now that you're not driving like across the state, right? You should be able to ride it to work more frequently.
But from my house to work is 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not a leisure ride. Like by the time you get it, and
take a leisure ride coming back from work. Take some time for yourself and enjoy
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's at the point where it seemed like it was a waste of $11,000. Right?
So remember, I used to just go driving.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that by myself. I'd rather sit at the house and not waste gas when it's being
on a
$5.
motorcycle. It's cheap. It's $12 to fill the tank. Actually, probably now it's $16, but it's $16 to fill the tank.
It's just it literally sits in front of my house, not doing much.
I'm talking shit, and I got a bike. I ain't riding once.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you know, it's not like it was like something I've had and whatever. It's like I went out and spent this money on this, and then. You know, it doesn't get utilized. It's like, where could that $10,000 have gone? Like the $10,000 could have went into investments. It could have went into fucking Dogecoin before Dogecoin had popped up to fucking 70 cents.
That's not an investment. That's a gamble.
But it could have.
It could have been.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have went there. Even if you had bought Dogecoin at 70 cents or 7 cents, it popped up to 70 and you sold it at 40, you still quadrupled your money. I could have made $40,000 off that $10,000.
Listen, man, I put a bet on Tesla yesterday and fucking Snapchat screwed me. I could have made like $60K. Easy $60K yesterday. I'm a little upset I didn't though. Sorry, I was just gambling. Yeah.
You, my man, have some.
So he's cool with his sports, right? But because I want to gamble with the professionals, you look down upon me. All right, let's move on. Didn't someone have like a topic they wanted to cover in the chat? I saw it come through last night.
Oh, that's the one that me and Ben were talking about that we got into.
Do we want to cover that one?
His. What was it? Would you rather cheat on your girl or snitch on your homie?
Oh my God, I saw a freaking thing on Instagram about that. Yeah. And all the girls were saying that they cheat on their man instead of snitch on their girl.
But women are so flaky. Do you guys really have like true friends that y'all can go to? Because guys, sometimes we have boys like, I'll go to bat for my boys.
I didn't say that I was going to do that.
For homegirl? For homegirl, yeah.
Listen, I don't like this topic to begin with, but like there are a lot of like unknowns in this topic future. That you have to know like before you make a rational decision. Because like I got homies like dudes, but like you know, it depends on the girl. Like, is it a girl you've seen? Is it like your wife?
If it's a girl you've seen.
If
this is like a brother. Like someone
but you see what I'm saying? Like, that's different though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's just a chick versus your dude, then obviously you're gonna take your dude. Well, that's what I'm saying too.
You saw him out. You saw him out with another chick. You don't know the situation. You just.
I ain't saying shit.
The perfect example. I see Powder out with another chick. You think I'm finna tell homegirl? Oh heck no! That's none of my business.
What?
That's none of my business.
Until it gets to a certain level.
Yeah,
it has to get to a certain level.
I can agree with that.
What's a certain level? There's no level.
I can agree with that.
All right. So, like, because I've literally been in this situation with our two friends, our one former friend, I guess, where they were dating. Right. It was the dude was my homeboy for like forever.
Yep.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
She knew, right, and he was smashing chicks left and right, like on some dirty shit. And I was just like, dude, this is wrong. You dogging this girl out like that, right? I didn't ever say shit. And then she just one day flat out asked me, and I was like, I don't know. I don't have any proof either way. But if that's your gut feeling, maybe you should talk to your man.
You dry snitched on him.
So that's what I did.
I had to, bro. It got bad.
It got nasty.
That was
bad.
like,
oh yeah, no, I used to be there for a couple of the burnouts. Yeah. Like when motherfuckers start using different accents when they yell at each other.
Yeah. And like he started getting like we call Powder toxic, but he was getting like legitimately toxic, and it was a terrible relationship, and they needed to end it, but neither one of them would take that step. So,
but I think that's even worse. Like in a relationship, when like nobody wants to be the bearer of bad news, and nobody just wants to make that cut. Like, I'm not really feeling this, you're not really feeling this, but I don't want to be the one to break up with you. Like, I'm gonna literally wait for you to break up with me.
Yeah,
like that's some serious toxic shit versus that's just true. Being like, hey, like I'm not really feeling this, you know, like anymore. But in a kind of situation like that, it really depends on the homeboy and the girl. Like if I thought this was like my thing, like there's no other, like I'm not cheating on her. Like I mean, I don't know what the snitch is either, because like
he's not a snitcher because you was in the same situation and you ain't say shit.
Yeah, but I didn't say. She used to blame me for it. She was like, I was the bad influence on him, and I was the one there all the time. Like, homie, I don't think you should be doing this.
Yeah,
me. I'm like, hey, homie, well, like
to be fair, that's an easy call to make. That you would be the bad influence, but again, but I'm
not. Like that's the funny thing. Like everybody thinks I'm a bad influence. I'm probably the most monogamous motherfucker like people have ever seen.
You are out of our entire friend group. You're the most monogamous person.
Sometimes I give off a vibe that makes me feel like people think that I'm out there like that. I'm not out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're hoe presenting.
I'm a hoe in disguise. Like I'm disguised as a hoe, but I'm not.
Yes,
like
you
is that what it is?
Hoe is the way I'd phrase it.
I identify as hoe. Like
Sir
I saw I saw Instagram like that where dude was with somebody with a camera, and it was like no, you can't video record it here. Oh, it's cool. They identify as a camera.
Oh my god.
You know, like versus cool. Like
that was like one of my, I think I told this story before, but one of my best friends in high school, she started dating her boyfriend, and I knew him, and they were going steady for like 2 years, and then like they would be on and off, and it was his first everything. Like he never did anything with anybody else. So like she would always come to me and be like, oh my God, like it's going really bad. Like he talks to me like this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, just break up with him. Like, at this point, like if it's that bad, then get out. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So everybody was convinced that like they weren't together, and they didn't really seem together, but they would always show up together, but not really hang out with one another. Then she would come to me. I didn't think they were together. And she's like, oh, I've been going on Tinder now. Like it went from high school into college. And, she's like, oh, I'm going out and doing this. I'm talking to this guy. And she was like fucking men left and right with like, nothing. Like, some ugly ass men too. I was very disappointed in her fucking choosing. I was like, oh my God, she's being fucking stupid. Regardless, I ended up like when
Who were you friends with first, the guy or the female?
The female.
And who are you closer to?
I don't think it matters who you friends with first. I think it would matter who you closer to.
Who you're closer
right.
to, yeah.
I was closer to her, but I ended up getting really close to him too because I'm that person that's
you
like,
trying to hold me out?
no, it's like what the thing was is like, I mean, at the time I was with my ex, so I would tell him too and be like, look, like I just cannot watch somebody get hurt like this. And what ended up happening was that she was doing all this shit while they're still together and she's still fucking him. So she's sleeping with like 5, 6, 7 dudes while he's never slept with anybody else.
And that's his one and only.
And I finally
You know,
realized
that's an asshole origin story, right?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
That's how assholes are born.
I know. And so like I remember like she's saying all this and then they're like we started hanging out all together again and they're like he's like, you know, getting a little closer, they're getting together again. I'm like, oh damn, like wait, are y'all together? So I asked them and they're like, yeah. And I was like, bitch, you know you're lying, right? So I got like I would hear all this shit and then one day I was like, you know what? I gotta say something. Cause I can't if that shit was happening to me, I want somebody to tell me.
Well, that's how it always feels like when it comes to like loyalty or friendship.
Right.
Like if you know something and you would tell a motherfucker like, hey, this is what I know, just looking out because again, like
right.
the majority of people out here aren't going to tell you the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people could break bread with you. People could like fucking share a bed with you and still lie to your face.
And the crazy thing that probably tipped me off the most was that she ended up telling me to my face that she ended up doing stuff with a guy that I used to talk to and dated. And she was like, oh my God, I just want to tell you, like, you remember that guy you used to talk to that you were like so infatuated with? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I sucked his dick and I did this. And I was like, excuse me? I didn't really care because I was in a different relationship, but I was like, bitch, like, there's a girl code. Like, you don't just go after the seconds, man. Like, talk about that shit first and be like, all right.
We talked about that with Dibs, right? Like when a homie called Dibs,
right?
That's
like
Dibs.
If you talk about it before, like, oh shit, like, do you mind? I'll be like, okay, I don't care. Like, it was in the past. But if you do that shit and then brag about it in my face, and then you're still fucking other guys, and then you know that you're having complicated
that's a real
situation.
hoe right there.
Yes.
Yeah, but back to this whole thing though. Like I don't know, man. Like it's super complicated.
It is.
Because like snitch it depends on what you snitch on your homie for. Like, did he still cook you out the cookie jar? Did he do something serious?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then like, am I like, all right, so example, right? I see my homie out with another chick. That's my homie. I don't know his girl like that. Like, I probably ain't gonna say nothing to his girl because I don't know her like that. Like, I know my homie. Like, I may say something to him. Like, yo, son, like,
try and get your mans to do better. Right.
But I wouldn't, like, there ain't no reason for me to snitch because I don't know homegirl like that. And again, it ain't none of my business. But, it's just one of those things.
I know. I've done that shit where it's like some guy on Instagram messaged me and it's some random guy. And then I look on his page, like, he's really trying to, like talk to me. Then I look on his page and he's got his girlfriend. Yeah. So then I saw that she was tagged in it. So I messaged her. I was like, I just want to let you know that your man is messaging me, sent her the screenshots. I was like, just so you know.
You're over here busting relationships.
Is that my fault? No.
I mean,
why is he messaging me talking about he want to do all this stuff with me and then has a whole girlfriend on his public fucking page? Like, if you're going to do that shit, be smart.
People is brave these days, man. Like, I don't know. Like, they must think that, like, like, it's going to be a warm, cozy house for them at the end of the night somewhere. Because I could see the generation now. It'd be a lot of lonely 50-year-olds.
Me.
I ain't trying to be in that fucking boat. Like, I'm sorry. When I'm 50, I want to be on a porch with 2 rocking chairs, getting old. Like, I'm not trying to be out here, like, running these streets at 50.
Maybe 50 and skydiving.
Nah, I'm straight.
Butt naked.
I'm fucking straight.
Butt naked skydiving.
Bro, you knew she was weird.
It's not gonna be a rash. Like that's bound to cause a rash, right?
Yeah, but it's just
120 mile an hour winds. That's human terminal velocity, right?
All right, then I'll just wear a completely see-through.
Isn't there a porno like that?
There's a porno where
I'm pretty sure there is.
I don't know.
I'm
curious.
I'm pretty sure there is. I think I've seen
Y'all
it.
on some weird shit over here. Come on now.
No, that came out of nowhere. I like it.
I'm just saying, like, if nothing works out right now because people are trash, I'm okay with being by myself. Happiness doesn't come from me being in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, but there's a certain happiness that you can't replicate.
But that's the thing. Like, I was listening to other people talk about this on a podcast. They're like, everybody's afraid to be lonely, but loneliness comes from within. So, like, if you're not fully satisfied with yourself, you're always still going to be lonely, even if you are in a relationship. You know, a lot of people always say, like, I feel alone. Like, you might be in, like, a 10-year relationship, but I feel alone. Like, this person isn't.
Very common.
Very common. Is because you're not self-aware, not happy with everything that you're doing for yourself.
But I think that's because a lot of people get together because it's what is kind of looked at as society to do versus, like, what you want to do. Right, like when you settle down with somebody, it should be because you want to, like, because you want to share experiences with that person.
Right.
Like there'll be couples that get together and then don't do anything together.
Right.
You got your ladies, I got my boys. You're doing this, I'm doing that. Like there's no shared experience there.
Right.
Right.
So kind of related to that topic, can I ask a question? We might be steering away from that topic, but I want to ask Honeybee a question because it's something I've been thinking about for like the last couple of weeks. Is why don't women have hobbies? Is part one, like actual hobbies, and I'll give examples in a little bit.
I told our board that.
That
I told our board that the same thing. That's why he has issues because she doesn't have no place to put her mind.
So that's what I'm getting to basically. So why don't women have like actual hobbies?
Yeah.
And two, why do they belittle men's hobbies when men choose to have hobbies and spend time doing things? So examples are dudes, a hobby could be working on a car.
Video
right?
games.
Right. Okay, we could say that's a money expense, right? A hobby could be
video
games with the boys.
Yeah.
Right? That's a very like low cost to entry hobby, but it's still a hobby that they have fun doing.
Yeah.
It could be fishing, right? That's the hobby. That's the thing they do to decompress and relax. But I feel like women are always belittling our hobbies as either childish or a waste of money, but then they themselves never have a hobby. And then when you have a hobby and they don't, they attack you because you don't want to, they claim you don't want to spend time with them. So it's just, have you, from a female perspective, like, what is that whole situation about? Because I feel like it's way too common for it to just be one-offs.
So I feel like it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a simple answer because it's not, but guys tend to have more friends that are for the long run.
Yeah.
Girls don't. Girls don't have a lot of friends that are in it for the long run because I don't want to say it's kind of like a competition, but it's kind of like I'm going to be the better chick in the group all the time. Like you always want to like present yourself until you find like we start to realize shit like I have hobbies, of course. Like I like painting and I like doodling and drawing, whatever, right? But at the same time, it's not my priority. I was grown up to clean, to wash, like to, you know, make sure the house is good, make sure that you're good if I'm in a relationship, you know, like I want that prioritized. So when I'm in a relationship, I obviously want help. I don't want to be domesticated to that point. Obviously, I'll do majority of it, but I want help. So when I see my man, I'm cleaning, cooking, doing all this shit, fixing up the house, and you still have done nothing. That's when I start to be like, okay, you can have your time to do your games and do whatever you want, hang out with the boys, but you've done nothing at home. That's where I think a lot of the problem stems from because girls will give you the time to do your shit. Yeah. It's when it starts to become an issue where you're not doing shit for me and now you're expecting us to do everything. And then that's when we're going to be like, bro, you can go fucking 3 hours, go outside and go hang out with your friends. That's cool. That's fine. So it's
a scheduling issue.
No, I think
it's more of communication, like boundaries, like setting up like, okay, you do this. I want to go spend time with my girls too. Like if I want to go do that, I want to go out and do that shit. I think that's healthy. But it's not a lot of people have that healthy communication to be like, hey, let's do this. You do that. Let's come to like, it's Monday, you do cleaning. I'll go out with the girls. It might not be how I want it when I come back, but at least you did the effort to do it, you know?
Have you had any female friends who didn't have any hobbies and then was on their mans because of it?
Of course, but that's also insecurity. A lot of you guys are more secure than we are. 100%. You guys really don't have like a lot of expectations in how you want to look or how you want to do. Like, you guys are just cool with a lot of things because it's not only competition is just getting more girls. That's how I feel it. It's like you want to have like another lady or like I got this, I got that. It's more of a status quo. Yeah. Us, we have competition of like just looking good. It's down to basics of like we want to attract, but we just want to stay with one. You guys don't care. I'm not saying all men are like that, but you guys don't care. You guys are always going to want to get more. Doesn't matter if you stay with that one or not. That's how I think it is.
Okay. Just wondering. I was curious.
Toxic shit.
Listen,
No, I was gonna say like
lately.
to me that kind of situation is like when two people are two more independent than codependent.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you're so like say if a female is or it could work the other way around, male could do the same thing. Like hitting the other person with too many hobbies is because they're too independent, and the other one's too codependent. And it just becomes an issue. Like, you could work on the car, you could play video games, you could do some makeup shit, you could go on that. But if you're not making time for each other, then what's the point?
Right.
And the key word there is making. Right? Like, it's not just like, oh, if it lines up, cool. If not, that's cool too. Like, if your whole theory of somebody is like, if you're there, cool. If not, that's cool too. Then how is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like relationships aren't easy. Like, they're going to be built on effort, and that's effort from both sides of the coin.
And a lot of the times, like, it goes back to like abandonment issues, and it does stem from daddy issues. But if you really look at like statistically how many marriages have lasted with children, it's very low percentage. So when you have a female growing up in a household with no men, and it's just their mother raising them, obviously it's going to be independent. But if they're, we're natures and, like we want to nurture you guys at heart, we want to continue doing that. So when we get into relationships, like I've been through this where I was like, why aren't you spending time with me? Why aren't you want to do this? Like, I definitely caught myself doing that. And I realized I was like, dang, like, it's because, I never really had, I always wanted somebody to do that shit with me because my father wasn't there. He wasn't there when I went to go at my dance recital or like my birthdays or anything. So it hurts. It hits a trigger that I didn't know about myself, know. But it just takes a lot of like, not a lot of women want to admit that they have problems when it comes to daddy issues and abandonment issues and codependency. So that will be like the stemming point, and they'll just take it out on the man. Yeah. And that's the sad part about it, is that girls will be malicious about it and like dagger you in the heart. Like, that's why you got no job, and you got like, that's why you gained 50 pounds, and that's why your dad left you. Like, they will target that shit because they're honestly projecting from their own self.
Yeah.
They say ain't no wrath like a woman scorned. Like, women the worst.
What?
But what's
because they're hurt inside.
Like, y'all done took this topic way from.
I was just curious. It's the hobbies thing has been on my mind lately, and
but that's true. That's where it stems from.
To get some input.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Are you cheating on the girl or snitching on the homie?
It depends on the situation.
It depends, bro. If it's just like, hey, I see them out and I see them out with a chick, I don't know if I would say anything. If I don't know the girl at all, I probably most definitely won't say anything. But if I know the girl and like I'm gonna try and get my homie to do better, I'll be like, yo, man, if you just done with her and you fucking these other hoes, just say it. Just say it, bro. I don't know.
Like I said, like
I could see it. I could see potentially snitching, but most of the time I would not.
So you would rather cheat on the girl? So if you're not snitching, that means you're cheating. Like you got to choose one of the two.
It's like a double-edged sword, man.
Yeah. Like I said, if I know it's the lady, I'm sorry. Like I let my homies know ahead of time. Like, don't put me in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like just keep me out of it, because like if you asking me to choose, like I can't choose that. because homies are for life. But you know, certain women
Also, but sometimes your homies got to do better.
But that's what I'm saying. So then you pull the homie to the side and be like, "Yo, son, like, I see you out there. If I saw you slipping, like, you know." You know what I'm saying? Like, keep me out of it. Like, I don't want to be no accessory to no crime.
It's fucked up because I've more than once gotten a call of like, yo, where's such and such at? Oh, yo, he with me. Like, I've gotten that call. So like it's hard. It's hard.
I've never been in that situation.
Homies shouldn't put you in a situation where you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah, where you got to be in that predicament where you got to like.
You know what I'm saying? Like
where you got to drive around for work for 2 hours looking for someone because he's not answering his phone.
Hey man.
Hey, that was for the good of God, man.
Like, didn't know if he was in a ditch or nothing,
bro.
Hey,
that was a night.
That was the best decision I ever made.
I know.
Possibly.
Oh, do I?
Not even gonna lie, for a little while, I was all like, shit, I kind of said, I got to get to work and just stop looking for someone who was potentially missing.
Hey,
that shit was crazy.
January 3rd, 2019, bro.
Damn, that long ago? Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember the date like it was the back of my hand.
January
3
3rd,
years ago.
2019.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
God, man.
We wildin'.
Dang, bro. That was a while ago, man.
I feel like we didn't accomplish nothing with that last topic. We didn't really get an answer.
You can't.
Because it's hard.
Man.
It's tough,
hard.
Holmes. Like literally, like what do you do?
Because either way you look at it,
it's like Cain or Abel. Like
someone's getting hurt.
Yeah, somebody's getting hurt. Either way you look at it.
I think I would more likely hurt the homie over the chick.
Yeah.
Just because like a homie
It's
you could
easier
talk
to-
if it's a homie, like you guys can always talk about it and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like homies is always there for you regardless.
Yeah.
You know, but like a chick won't understand. Because I mean the topic of the thing is you cheat on a chick, that means you're gonna get caught. But you still gotta live with that, you know.
Yeah.
Like and if you do get caught, then, you know, basically, you know, it's a bad situation. And the homie's always going to be there for you, but it was like the only reason you're in that situation because you didn't snitch on the homie in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
I got a sister, so I can only see so much slimy shit happen before I'm like, man, I need you to do better, homie. I need you to do better.
who, your sister? Or
No,
the dude
just
was your
anybody.
sister?
Like in general,
Yes,
because I have a
complex.
sister. Like
Yeah.
I need homies to do.
I
like,
got a
little bit
sister.
better.
I got a sister, but you know, it's like, but this.
Yeah, but you don't like your sister. I mean, I don't like mine either. But like, we have a non-aggression pact since we were like 8.
Damn, non-aggressive pack.
Yeah.
Well, you got a nice topic.
Should she get half in a divorce?
Why?
Fuck no.
Why? I could never understand that.
I'm asking. Ask why not? Should she get half in a divorce?
Did she bring half?
I thought the way a divorce worked was everything gained
During the marriage?
during the marriage and all that got split in half. But I thought everything that you came prior didn't get touched. Or am I wrong on that?
That's where the prenup comes in. So if you have a prenup,
Yeah. That's true.
the prenup will state in clear terms what people get upon exit based on what happened. When there's no prenup, that's typically where they'll be all like, oh, well, this is what you guys gained as a couple, but because you were a couple and she sacrificed her career to raise the kids and take care of the house, you have to pay alimony because she doesn't have a career to fall back on.
But how about if there was no kids involved? Let's just say you would just...
If there's no kids involved, you could still end up paying alimony.
Fuck my life.
Yeah. Like, and you could be in a shitty state that starts with F and ends with A, and they typically award alimony to the female regardless of the situation.
Just start with F.
They just assume. And most of the time the females, like, it's very rare for dudes to get alimony.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter who makes more money. It's very
I mean,
rare
whose
for
fault
dudes
is that?
to-
You guys always want to claim provider.
Yeah.
No. It's not we claim provider. We're told we're supposed to be a provider.
Whose fault
But
is
you see that's the real fucked up part. Like, do you want to be a provider? Do you want a woman that's independent? And when you get an independent woman, she got less time for you. You don't think that, like, to me, like if a woman is home and she ain't got many friends and she just with me most of the time, it's less, your mind's less likely to wander instead when she's out all the time doing some shit.
But her mind can wander if she's with you too.
Your mind can
Yeah.
wander when she's home.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah,
not
like
home.
crazy.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I'm not saying that the mind won't wander, but it's like, at least if she's home, then you kind of.
So your problem is that you don't want an independent woman because she'll have less time for you, but you'll be okay going out working and doing all this shit.
No,
but you have less time for her as well.
I didn't say that.
That's kind of what.
No, that's not what I said. Like, I didn't say she had to be home just not doing nothing. Like, she could have a job and all that other shit.
But
I'm
you're
just
still
saying,
not home.
But I'm saying the homebody versus the clubber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I would take the
again,
homebody over the clubber.
you can go out and do whatever you want.
She
Like,
could
you
be
go
a
out and work,
homebody and still be
but that's what I'm
independent.
saying. But you could go out and work and do all this other stuff and all that. Yeah, but when it gets to the point that women are like, or people again are too independent, then they always feel like they don't want to be chained down. They don't. Hey, you're doing this to me or that to me, right? And it feels more like claustrophobic versus something that is like, what's the point of
That's hyper
But
independent.
what's the point, honestly, of being in a relationship with somebody if you weren't going to try to suffocate them a little bit?
It's true.
I mean,
Yes,
to be honest,
true.
like
Yeah.
like literally, like the whole reason we're in a relationship is because
Companionship?
hopefully companionship. You love the shit out of them,
She had that
and
fat-ass
obviously,
booty.
like you feel some type of way about that person that like I'm here to say I want to be with you, right? So yeah, I'm gonna suffocate you a little bit, and I expect the same back, but that's
Right.
out of pure love. Like, but
Right.
when you got somebody that seem like they ain't really got no fucking time for you at all, like,
That's the majority of women, though.
yeah, but
Kind of goes back to your hobby shit.
yeah, but it's the same. But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you prefer the homebody or somebody that really ain't got no time? And again, who's making time?
I think it's just all about making time, though. You guys
Yeah,
can
but
both be
how
independent.
many people do that? That's what I'm saying. Like when you look at all this like toxic shit on the internet and all this other crap, and it's like you feel like this is the norm. Like going out with your girls on every weekend is the norm,
I wouldn't
right?
say-
Because you see it on the internet. Like I'm not saying it's the thing, but that's what you see on the internet, right?
But
when
like,
I'm out with the boys, this and that. Like, do the boys go out every weekend? Fuck no, right? Because some weekends I want to spend time with my chick. Like, I'm sorry, like that's how the shit go.
right.
So it's not like that one time, that one day during the week. Like if you're a functioning human in middle class, you're working 5 days a week, right?
Yes.
And then one day of your day off is probably spent doing the weeklies, whatever type of shit you got going on, right? Cleaning the house, haircuts, shopping, whatever the fuck it is. So that leaves you like, one day a week that you're honestly free. And if your schedules are lucky enough to line up, like, who do you prioritize in a situation? I ain't seen my boys in 2 weeks, or I took my girl out to dinner in a month.
Mm.
How many dudes are picking the boys? Like let's be real,
Yeah, but
right? How many girls are saying that, oh, hey, bitch, what you doing tonight? None, bitch, let's go out. Like, you know how y'all talk to each other.
Yeah, but that, I don't know. I have a different mentality then. Because, like, if I'm in a relationship, no matter if my schedule is, like, crazy, like, I used to work really crazy hours. I used to full-time student, then work 3 to 11 on weekends and 7 to 3, like, back to back. And I lived in a dorm. My ex lived at his house. And I literally did not get to see him throughout the entire time that I was in college. So I decided, like, let's just like kind of like move things in together. Like, let's move together in. So then I ended up living with him, and I still had the same type of fucking schedule. But the thing is, I'd come back to him at night, at least get to watch something.
Yeah,
at night.
but again, like that's different.
But that's a
then-
relationship.
Yeah, but again,
Live and you grow.
Yeah, like, who's saying different? I'm saying that like when you only got one free day a week,
Yeah.
and
the time.
you choose to spend that with your friends versus your relationship,
But I feel like in the beginning, if you sacrifice a little bit in the beginning, it's going to be tough. Sacrifice to like give some time, like maybe instead of like going to the gym after work or something, or coming straight home and taking a nap, maybe I'll go and talk to her, maybe on FaceTime, or maybe I'll go visit her.
But how many people are making that decision?
Well,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
I feel like you downgrade a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people actually do that shit if they're actually interested in a person.
But do you feel like a lot of people show interest nowadays, or is it just like, hey,
different.
This is today and then tomorrow?
Well, it's different than single people trying to do that and then in a relationship. There's dating and then there's relationship.
Okay, so in order to get to relationship, you got to get through dating, and if you can't do that stuff during dating, then what are you gonna like? What is?
That's true.
Then it comes to unreasonable expectations of like, hey, when we're dating, it's one thing, but then when we are actually in a relationship, I expect things to change. It really shouldn't be the case.
You know,
just be upfront about what you want.
But when people are upfront and they tell you something and they suddenly swap it, you know, like what happens? It's like the situation Andre was talking about, like with the two people, like they both didn't want to be with each other, but none of them could say no. Right. And it wasn't that they loved each other. They just, nobody really wanted to pull the fucking trigger and say, hey, like, I don't really want to fucking do this. I don't want to be the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot of people because of the society we're in. If you're the bad guy, you get painted as, oh, you're the bad guy, you're toxic. You just
don't want to feel lonely.
You're this. Nah, I mean, people don't like people don't like titles. They don't want negative titles.
But also, you don't want to be lonely. You don't want to feel alone. That's why you stick in a relationship. Because at the end of the day, if you're fully alone,
not this one. Not this one. We talking about. Believe me, like you talking about some like Targaryen type feuds, like. You know what I'm saying? I saw shit being thrown, fucking knives being pulled at certain points. Like you're talking some crazy
I didn't
shit.
Even see that level shit.
You know,
had I seen that level shit, I would have let out all the secrets, so they just ended the whole shit.
No, but they wouldn't though. Like they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so bad that like literally, and then even I got caught up in the middle because remember when Homegirl went to her parents' house for Christmas and left him alone, and then the other chick showed up, and then like that's what caused the whole rift to start with. And it was like, yo, son, like you're supposed to be my friend. Like,
Ghost, we haven't heard much from you.
I mean, they're talking about past experiences,
but just in general, like we haven't spoke on the mic. You haven't put your mouth onto it too much.
I mean, I did. I mean, I on the topic of would you cheat on your girl or would you? But I'm going to protect my friend at all costs.
Oh,
at any cost.
You're not going to try and get your friend to do better?
See,
I mean that's him.
No, he will. Believe me.
I'll talk to him every day.
He talks to me all the time.
Yeah, you won't snitch him out.
No, I won't snitch him out.
But he talks to me all the time. Like he used to be the one. Go home, big dog. Just go home.
You gotta be bigger, big dog.
This world ain't meant for you. Like go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like but it's like if your own friends don't want to see you happy, then who does? You know, and that's a lot of things that you gotta like sometimes circle around in life and say like, who do you want to surround yourself with? People that are just there to hang out with you, or people who actually want to see you prosper? Again, you know what I'm saying?
It's growth. Yeah.
Well,
yourself.
I mean, but it's
all,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I
don't have a ton of friends, but I know that the friends I have, like, you know, may not always be there to support me when some dumb shit happens.
Yeah.
But at least will be there enough to tell me, you stupid.
Yeah, but that, like, I agree with that. I feel like more and more that you learn about yourself every day, and it's like self-healing and self-growth is a journey. There's not really an end. It's a continuous process of understanding who you are, what you want, and, you know, how do you want your life to go. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're going to get there, but it's, you know, 98, 99% that you'll get all the way towards the end, and that 1% could take 10 years, it could take 5 years, you know, it could take the rest of your life, but still continuing going. But regardless, derailed. I think that growing and having less friends is actually better because it's more of a supportive group. You learn that when you get older, you look at your parents, you look at older people, the friends that they have around them are actually a very smaller group. And it's because those are the people that stuck around and knew what they wanted. That's why you listen to the elder people, because they're wiser. They've been through all this shit, you know?
I used to be like that, where I was a loner. I didn't like to have that many friends. I used to always tell people I only have like one true friend in life.
Yeah.
But as I've grown, I try to get in bigger groups to do more things.
Yeah.
That's why I try to get him to go out with my friends. So, because I knew when he was growing up, not that many friends, so to make the group even bigger, and then have those experiences with different people.
Mine was totally opposite. I used to be really like outgoing, like extroverted as hell, and had a lot of friends. And my mom would be like, the thing is that like I would have a great group of friends, and then I would not talk to them anymore. Then it'd go again, bigger group of friends, not really talk to them anymore. And my mom would be like, you don't have consistent friends. Why don't you do that? And I was like, because like
so many different personalities.
I was like, half of these people don't want what's best for me.
Exactly.
They will snitch on me. They'll make fun and joke around me. Like I remember some girl would be like, why are you wearing this shit? Like, you think you're all that? I'm like, I never said nothing. Like, I don't know why you're hating on me. And
exactly.
Like, I just stepped into the fucking room.
Why are you hating on me?
Like, I just never I'm not that.
We taking it back.
Like, I don't see myself as that. So I don't think that I'm ever like attractive or like super like that, because I'm just never had that big head mentality. I'm like, I'm the baddest bitch in the room. Like, no, I have my good days where I feel confident. But I'm not going to be like, I'm baddest bitch here. Like, never had that personality. So I never understood people why they just can't be loyal and genuine. Like, I never understood why people can't just be realistic with me, because that's the shit I want to hear. Like, if it's going to hurt me, tell me regardless, because then I know that you're a good friend. That you're going to stay there and you're going to be like, when shit gets real, you're going to be the first one to tell me. Because then now I got to make a decision for myself. And now I'm growing. Now I know I can trust you. Like, if I needed to borrow fucking $10,000 from somebody,
we know who not to ask.
That's what I'm saying.
Because one of my biggest things is most of the people that I hang around, it's mostly about sports. So when I do introduce them to Powder, they're like, wow, is he always like this? I'm like, no, this is my ride or die. Like, that's my guy. Like, I'm vouching for him. No matter what, you're going to have to, no. We're not going to do that.
I'm glad to know it's a consistent behavior, because that's my same experience. Like people don't understand, bro.
What?
They only see the outside. Like, they don't know, like, you're actually somewhat of a decent person, no matter how toxic they call you.
Somewhat. Like, I was gonna say, like personality wise, I feel like I'm an 8 or 9. Physical, maybe a 6, but like personality wise, like I feel like I'm pretty good. Like, you know, like the amount of like people that like come to me and say some real shit to me, like it like feels good to know that you do shit for people. And it's not like doing shit. It's like you're just being a person, and the people that respect you for being a person. It's like when I was at work yesterday, I was like, there's business decisions and there's human decisions. And I was like, sometimes we have to realize that we have to make the human decision over the business decision, right? Like, I get we're in a business, but we're in a business of people. So like, agreed. As much as this makes sense financially, like, does it make sense, humanity? And then it's real different. So it's like when you carry yourself, because I've been going through a lot of demons like last 2 weeks or so. Like, I haven't been sleeping a lot. Like, I've been having these weird fucking dreams. I feel like it's like spiritually, like from beyond, like something is trying to like.
Someone's slipping you some ayahuasca.
I don't know if it's like that, but
so you mean
it's
anxiety.
It might be like, but it's like literally like I'm looking at life and I'm like, I'm living life all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 35 and I'm looking at like what I got around me to show for it. And then it's like, where do you want to be when you're 40? Like, and what do you want people to think of you when you die? Like, do I want everybody to love me? No. But do I want people to sit there and say, that was a trifling motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I don't want that shit either.
Right.
Like, at least when I die, people would be like, that was a real dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just call it a day. But
it's your third eye awakening.
It's weird because like I don't sleep for more than like 2 hours at a time. Y'all saw it at when we went to MetroCon. Like, we went to bed at like 4 a.m. I woke up at 6.
I know.
And I'm wide awake.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sitting there like, Like I can't go back to sleep yet. Like, and then when I do go to sleep, I'll knock out for a little bit, wake up.
So insomnia.
Yeah, but it's so much on my mind because it's like you're 35. What are you doing?
So just take some time for yourself.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like
you need to
a
cleanse your mind.
It's not a vacation, bro. I just feel like
You need.
I feel like I've made some like serious like stupid decisions in life that were out of my character. You get what I'm saying? Like if you would ask me at 20 years old what I wanted in life, I could have told you. 25 years old, I could have told you. You asked me at 30 years old what I wanted, it's a little skewed. And it's like, how could I be so sure of what I wanted in my 20s, and then in my 30s, all of a sudden I'm confused?
Because you didn't live life. You didn't have realistic shit.
But what I wanted in my 20s is what I want now. It's just what made me forget what I wanted.
Because you're lost.
Life experience.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're lost. So it's like spending time trying to find yourself again.
Yeah, because you need to take time for yourself. That's like the whole point.
But I have nothing but time for myself. Like, that's the thing. I work.
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah, I do.
You think you do, but you don't.
100%. We'll get into it after the podcast.
Yeah.
But you 100% don't.
Yeah.
You 110% don't.
Nah, I got more than enough time for myself. Okay. Like, I got too much time.
Get into that.
I think I got too much time for myself. I think that's the problem.
We'll get into it.
Y'all better y'all want to fight?
Yeah, we'll fight after the podcast. Yeah. I'll beat your ass like that, like Red Mohawk dude just did to that white dude.
But it's like that's why I'm more of a spiritual person and believe in energy and shit like that, because it's like, it's very true. More positivity you bring into your life, or more positive things that you radiate, positivity attracts to you. It's like the law of attraction. So
me and this chick were gonna get into like an argument yesterday, right? Because I'm at work and I'm trying to leave, and she was like something. She was like something about God, and I was like, I believe God. I believe God makes shit happen for a reason. She was like, "There's no God." Da, da, da. And I was like, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you, like, because I'm not here to make you believe. I was like, I've seen God's blessings firsthand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, then they went to soulmate. And she was like, you think everybody's got one person in the whole world?
She's going through a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, I believe, I don't say like soulmate like as a one person, but I believe there are certain souls that when they catch you, like if they catch you, they catch you.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit'll hurt. You know, like you like, hopefully everybody finds somebody in life that it hurts when they leave them. And I don't mean like, oh my God, I can't believe you leave me. I mean like physically hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
about?
about?
Is a true thing.
What?
A broken heart is a true thing.
I mean, like,
there actually is studies
that shit hurt.
Like, of your strands in your soul, actually.
But I mean, like, physically hurts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hope everybody feels that, but I hope everybody finds that person that makes that shit happen. Yeah. And this lady was going on, and I was like, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I can't do this with you. Like,
probably going through a breakup.
Like, I've seen
She's
blessings.
Probably just hurt.
Look,
hurt people.
I tell you, about the time when my father died and that candle burnt out and then suddenly came back on, that's a sign from God. Mm-hmm. When my aunt died and 2 weeks later I get moved out of a city situation at work that she knew I was in for years, that's not coincidence.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you could say, oh, it just happened to line up, but really, did it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these things all happen for a fucking reason. Like, destiny, like, I believe, and everybody's like, oh, destiny, like, how can you do that? Like, because people are predictable enough. Like, we know what kind of decision you're going to make. Well, like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, some type of force, I feel like, knows exactly what you're going to do, you know, and then you live life destructive. I mean, not everybody's meant to prosper in life. You know, if we all were, then it would be a different, you know, and I believe, like, you know, like, I don't want to say it's like reincarnation, but like some point, like, you just get better.
Yeah.
So, like, you may be disastrous in life. This may be your first or second go around. If I'm more prosperous in life, it may be my fifth or sixth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never really know.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I'll leave it at that. Like, taking gummies ain't exactly a good thing.
I'm done.
No.
I'm tired.
Yeah, okay.
They be having you on some other shit.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, at least we all got excuses on why we did some dumb shit. Now, standing on stage, breaking it down, and getting your eagle on, girl. Like, I'm not sure what happened there, but
It was rough. Man.
I think we wrap up this podcast with
Yeah,
that,
of
right?
course.
So, what I realized the last couple of podcasts, we've been shouting out like the things. So, like, if you want anything crew related, just go to 2dabcrew.com. Like, everything's there now. If you want like all the links, they're on the 2dab crew website. Also, you can go to linktree/2dabcrew. All the links are there for the podcast and all the other stuff, merchandise. I will say this now, and to you guys and to the people out there, because these episodes are going to come out way quicker than the last ones. The 2021 designs are going to be retired by September 1st.
Okay.
Except I think just the original and maybe the I Can't Save You shirt. I still like that one. The cape on the back. And in retrospect to our boy, because we just can't save him either. But most of the 2021 designs are gonna go away. So like if you need a bro you trash or a I'm toxic, or especially that shirt's going away like ASAP. The only shirts that are going to stay are the original logos. So the 2Dab Crew plain tee, and then the only giraffes. That'll stay. And Styles by Dre hasn't sold one thing.
I got to go buy that stuff before it sells out.
So it's getting a
Buy it on
boot.
clearance.
Yeah.
All of it's going away, but new designs for 2022 will come. And each host will have their own design. So I do want to say that. Also, if you want to donate to the podcast, you can Cash App us at 2Dab Crew.
Please.
I gladly take your money and support. But what works even more than support is just word of mouth. Trying to get our streams up. As we get 1,000 streams in 30 days, and we can start to monetize and really, turn this podcast from a hobby to something we can give you more consistent.
Yeah.
So again, if you like the podcast,
we don't have to worry about schedules all the time.
Well, if you like the podcast and you want more of the podcast, the best thing you can do is listen to the podcast and get other people to listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you don't even have to give no money. It literally just speaking, hey, check out my boy's podcast or check out my girl's podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just word of mouth goes so far.
Even if it's just to clown us and our terrible opinions on shit.
Hey.
We'll fight you.
Is what it is.
Let's go.
Speak about yourself. My opinions are quality.
Flawless.
Her
Flawless.
opinions are quality on the podcast. Her decisions outside of it are
All
suspect.
right. Okay. Right. You know what? Whatever.
And remember, she still didn't pay up on that bet when she was supposed to ask 3 people.
What are you talking about? I did it.
Yeah, whatever. And we're going to go ahead and hit y'all with a peace.
Peace.